First things first, can we talk some Lakers? They still don't have a head coach. It's not from a lack of trying. According to multiple reports, they've narrowed the search down to Terry Stotts, Darvin Ham, and Kenny Atkinson. The other name that's been floated out there, maybe you saw it this weekend, that guy, Michigan's Juwan Howard. But he reportedly said thanks, no thanks. He's got no interest in the job. Some say it's because he wants to stick around to coach his sons. Howard's wife says it's more than that. She tweeted this: I also wish they would stop making it about his sons. He's excited to coach every kid here. He wants to win a championship. Is that why he's staying? Broussard, Lakers still have their work cut out for them with this hire, but will a new coach even be enough to get this team back to title contention? Is that all it takes?
Well, Jenna, first of all, you said it. They have to make the right decision with this hire, obviously. All right. And I think of the three top candidates, reportedly the top candidates, Terry Stotts, Kenny Atkinson, and Darvin Ham. I think Darvin Ham is the way to go. Terry Stotts is a good coach, very good offensive coach, and not much on the defensive end. Kenny Atkinson had trouble with superstars, or at least Kyrie Irving, in Brooklyn. Now, maybe that wasn't his fault. But still, he had an issue with the superstar. Lakers are superstar laden. Darvin Ham is a former player that guys respect. He's got a very strong presence about him. He learned on a championship coaching staff with Mike Budenholzer in Milwaukee. And we see that a lot of the best young coaches are former players. Willie Green, Monty Williams, Ime Udoka, Ty Lue. We could go on and on. So I think Ham is the way to go. But that said, it's going to take more than the right coach to get this team on the right track. Now, first of all, the first thing is Anthony Davis. Okay, I don't care who the coach is, what other players you bring in. If he can't play 70-plus games and be healthy for the playoffs, that's going to be a problem. So just him healthy puts them in the playoffs no matter what they do with him and LeBron, unless LeBron just falls off a cliff because of age, which I don't see happening. But Wilds, they obviously got to try to move Westbrook, and they have to add shooting. I'm not talking about great players. I'm talking about young guys that can shoot the three and have the athleticism to guard. One thing we see, the final four teams left in the NBA right now, they were all in the top 6 defensively. The Lakers were a horrible defensive team with Frank Vogel, whose calling card is defense. All right, they were 21st in defensive rating, and I'm surprised it was that high. They were just horrible, couldn't stop anybody. So they got to go get some young, fresh legs, Wilds. If they do nothing else personnel-wise, meaning even if they have to keep Westbrook, go get young, athletic guys that can defend and have a decent shot from behind the arc. And that will go a long way in surrounding LeBron and AD with the right pieces.
Just on a side note, it'll be interesting to see if amateur basketball, AAU, starts to really develop just 3-and-D guys. Like, I'm thinking about just not letting my kid dribble ever. It's like, hey, here's your job. Shoot threes, and then you're going to play defense. That's it. You don't need to do one ball handling skill at all. You're a catch-up three-point shooter, and you just play defense. That's it. Okay, so here's my point. And I want to give a shout-out to Max Kellerman, who first broached this idea. And when I heard it, I said, that's a good take. And then it was a seed in my brain. It grew and grew and grew. And I've upgraded. I said, Max Kellerman, that's not just a great take. That's actually the solution. And it's LeBron as player coach. And now, Broussard, I think you're going to dismiss this out of hand and say 0%. And I don't think I'm going to get you to 100%, but I'm just trying to get you to maybe 10%. I may be trying to get you at 8%. So here's the thing. I know the first rate, it's too much. It would be too much for LeBron to do. Maybe. Then again, Frank Vogel had 8 assistant coaches. So could LeBron be the face of the team, be the CEO of the team, be the leader of the team, set the direction of the team, and then delineate all of those responsibilities to 8 separate coaches? I think he could. we've also seen it happen before. There's been 40 player head coaches. Most recently, Dave Cowens. Lenny Wilkins did it, and Bill Russell famously did it and won 2 championships, not just one, and he didn't have an assistant coaching staff like they do now. Here's the final point, Broussard. And I think that people just want to say, like, I can't happen. But can it happen for one game? If it was an emergency, could LeBron do it for one game? Of course he could. We're not talking about being a heart surgeon where even doing it once is out of the question. So if you can do it for one game, could LeBron do it for 10 games? Could LeBron do it once a week? I think the answer to all of those is yes. So you get to a point where, like, man, well, if he could do it once a week, could he do it twice a week? It's just a matter of surrounding LeBron with the right pieces so he can maintain playing and be the coach. And the final point is this. We know that LeBron always has a leadership role, a coach-esque role. Man, just stop with the charade. Let LeBron be the actual coach and have a very strong vice president, if you will, to lead the team and do the detail-oriented stuff, but it's LeBron who makes the decisions. So that's it. I know I'm not going to get you to 100%. I'm trying to get you to, you know what, Wilds, I'll move that to my 10% probable meter.
No. Wilds, you are not getting me to 1/10 of 1%. No way. And look, I'm glad, Wilds, I'm glad this isn't your take. I really am, because, I love Max. Max is my guy. I got nothing but respect for him. I think he does a great job. But this is the worst take I've heard in a long
You're insane.
Time. It's impossible in today's NBA for several reasons. You mentioned all the former player coaches. When was the last time you had a player coach in the NBA? The 70s. All right, the game wasn't nearly as complex then. But the game wasn't nearly as complicated then, all right? Just the film study. It's not about LeBron just showing up at film and breaking stuff down. It's about the study of the film away from the team, all right, when you're by yourself. And I know he does that individually, but to do it for every player, it's just too much. He's smart enough, but it's too much to put on a guy's plate, not to mention all the various strategies. And yeah, you got coaching staff, a staff to do that. But here's the other problem, Wilds. The ego of today's player. The branding of today's individual players. They're not going for it. And obviously, guys have major league respect for LeBron James. But who is the most beloved, respected basketball player in history? Michael Jordan, right? And when Michael Jordan went to Washington, his last 2 seasons, you had players in that locker room, Wilds, Jerry Stackhouse and others, that grew up idolizing Michael Jordan, his poster on their walls. But because he kind of took on the persona of not just the great player, but a coach, he's tight with Doug Collins. He handpicked Doug Collins to be the coach. Mike was kind of like a coach persona. And the players hated it. They hated it. This is your idol. They hated it. And I'm telling you, guys don't like it when the player, no matter how great, is the GM too. Is the coach too. It wouldn't work today.
But also, management already down on LeBron after the Russell Westbrook fiasco. Not sure they would instill enough confidence that he would need to actually go ahead and coach the team. Oh, we got to move on. What happened to Jason Tatum? Will he be bounced from club superstar after what we saw on Saturday?